Good morning, everyone, and welcome into the Bozard Ford studio for the St. Johns County show that's on in the morning. We have a school custodian detained by ICE. A school board candidate misspoke at a recent forum. The airport authority evicts a tenant, and a candidate for governor wants to make it harder to pass amendments. We'll get to all that and more, but first we want to thank Bozard Ford. Since 1949, Bozard Ford Lincoln has been more than just a dealership. It's been a St. Augustine tradition built on trust, family values, and doing things the right way. For 75 years, generations of drivers have relied on Bozard for quality vehicles and honest service. With over 1,200 vehicles to choose from, no surprise pricing, and the Drive Happy guarantee, Bozard makes car buying truly effortless. That's the Bozard difference. Their award-winning, state-of-the-art facility features 91 climate-controlled service bays, a quick lane for no-appointment maintenance, over 40 mobile service vans to bring the Bozard difference to you, and even Ford's Garage restaurant right there on site. Recognized with the prestigious Triple Crown Award and President's Awards, Bozard Ford Lincoln delivers hometown service with national-level excellence. You'll find friendly faces, great pricing, and a better buying experience just off I-95 and State Road 16. Bozard Ford Lincoln, they are driven to inspire. Also, a big shout out to all of our amazing sponsors. We have Old Town Trolley, Bin 39 Wine Bar, B&S Signs, Morning Jam, Canan Law Attorneys, Chris Lucero Bail Bonds, Versagi Dental, and Sunny's Barbecue. You can support all of our wonderful sponsors and support us with your likes, comments, and shares. You can follow us on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube and Rumble, and download our app from the Apple App Store. All right, good morning, everybody.
Hey, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Yeah, you know what that means.
It's Weekend Eve.
That's right.
I did it.
You nailed it.
How are we doing? How was trivia?
It was a good fun night. There was still no dance off.
Aw.
You know, so we are looking for a new location for Wednesday nights. So
Okay.
if somebody wants to make their restaurant very busy and make money on Wednesday nights, they should call me.
All right.
So, no, but it was a fun night. We had about 80 people there.
Awesome.
So,
That is a good night.
yeah. So
Blake, how you doing?
I am doing really well. I'm just fine and terrific Thursday morning though. But I will say we had a lot of great comments on our two reels yesterday. However, though, I did have to defend my dad's honor on and defend him and saying he is not from Michigan.
I am not
What?
from Michigan. Yeah, no. Someone accused me of being from up north, and I was
Okay.
like, clearly they don't watch the show.
No.
And someone was
No.
offended that I wear a hat inside.
Also, don't
So-
watch the show.
Also, don't watch the show.
You don't want
I
to
am
see the
bald and I
boys.
have a big old dent right here in my head. So it is not good for the cameras when I don't have my hat on.
I mean, the lighting's all off. There's reflections. It's no good.
We would need to have a makeup person if
Yes.
I did not wear a hat.
Right now,
So-
I do my own makeup.
Yes.
I'm not doing his.
I do my own too.
Do we have a question of the day?
We do have a question today. Today is filet mignon day.
Ooh.
So how do you
Bougie.
have your steak cooked?
I prefer ribeye to a filet mignon, but I like a medium rare.
Medium rare.
Yeah.
Blake.
Knowing no to keep my place in the Blevins family trust, I'm going to say medium rare.
There is only one way.
One way.
There is only one way. I mean,
Okay.
medium rare.
All right.
Actually, I can go more on the rare side of the medium
Okay.
rare. Like if they get it too close to medium, then it's like, oh man, you messed it up.
Yeah.
You know. But medium rare
It's
is
the way to
the way
go.
to eat the steak.
It is.
So
Start going past medium, it starts
Mhm.
getting tough. That steak died for nothing.
yeah. I mean, the cow sacrificed
I know.
for your happiness.
Respect it.
Why would you? I mean, anything past medium rare is beef jerky. So
I have great respect for the magic trick that cows do in taking the minimal nutrition in plants and making it bioavailable for me.
yes.
I don't want to disrespect that by burning the steak.
Yeah.
But
And manatees are not sea cows,
yeah.
even though some people do call them that.
They are chubby mermaids, though.
Yeah, they are chubby mermaids.
But most important question for you, Dad. Steaks. What steak sauce do you go with though? A1 or Heinz 57?
I like Heinz 57, but I mean, I'm not a hater of A1.
Yeah.
And when I cook steaks, I cook with Liam Perrins and I cook with Shula's. So I do a mixture of Lee and
All
Perrin.
the things.
Yeah, so it adds some great flavor, and you can kind of cook it into the steak.
Yeah.
On the last flip.
I never really got into steak sauce, but we do a marinade, and it's a soy sauce based marinade with garlic and lemon. And so even if you've got a tough steak, then that'll break it down, man. It's good, but it has such a good flavor to it. And so it's my grandfather taught my dad and taught me, and I love it. It's my favorite way to have steak. The first time I had a steak at a restaurant, I was like, this is not right.
No.
Because it wasn't marinated the way my family
I'll tell you
does.
what, I had, in they're not one of our sponsors, but I got to give Carrabba's last week. I got a filet Brian, which is like the way they, one of the styles that they use.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, it could be one of the best steaks I've ever eaten at a restaurant.
Oh, yeah?
So I've had better ones that I've made myself, but it was good for, it ended up being like 3 meals because I got the meal there, Rebecca got a meal, and then I got another meal out of it. So, when leftovers make 3 meals, that's a good meal.
That's a good meal.
And your steak was good too, wasn't it?
It was really good. It was very fantastic as well. So
I always get the chicken Brian and like a side of angel hair pasta with the Brian sauce on it.
Oh, wow. I've never tried the Brian sauce on the pasta.
Oh, yeah. And so then I have one chicken breast and half the pasta, and then I have the exact same meal the next day.
So I'm an angel hair with it, but I do light Alfredo on it. So
all right. I like the lemon butter sauce from the chicken Brian, so I always ask for extra of that.
Interesting. Dad, do I need to block Scott? He originally said well done when he was eating steak. Should I block him? Suspend him?
No, if he likes beef jerky, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It is his. He's paying for that steak. If he wants to bastardize it, it's on him. So
we listen, but we don't judge. Yeah. We judge a little.
No,
we judge him heavily.
We judge for humor.
All right. Now it's time for a quick check of the weather.
Muggy, cow's mouth, swamp ass, all those things.
Ew.
But respect the cow.
But respect the cow.
That quick check of the weather brought to you by Bin 39.
And it's a medium rare cow.
Discover one of St. Augustine's hidden gems. Bin 39, located inside St. George Inn at the north end of St. George Street. With over 95 boutique wines, including 50 rated 90 points or higher by Robert Parker, Bin 39 is perfect for a date night or unwinding after work. Enjoy wines by the glass or bottle in a peaceful courtyard setting with live music adding to the atmosphere. Open daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Just stop in and say, I'll have what Irving's having. Bin 39, your taste to discover.
All right, Kenny, I hate to call you out on this, but he says steak doesn't taste the same as it does in Kentucky. Now you're sounding like Lenny and his water in New York. So it's...
I hear there are lovely places in Kentucky.
No, Kentucky's a beautiful place. But the Kentucky cow and the Tennessee cow and a Florida cow, I can put them side by side.
It's a cow.
And have a chef. So...
Maybe instead of the oyster roast, we could do a taste test of regional cows.
Regional cows.
And a moose bouche, if you will.
Yeah. So.
All right, buckle up, baby. It's a Hit the Blake's traffic report.
Traffic's a little bit backed up on this is actually County Road. This is State Road 9B. North of here. This is County Road 2209. So do we have a little bit of a backup though? So
all right,
everything's looking fine.
All right. That Hit the Blake's traffic report brought to you by Old Town Trolley. Climb aboard Old Town Trolley and explore over 500 years of St. Augustine history in the most fun and flexible way possible. This fully narrated 90-minute tour features 22 convenient stops and more than 100 points of interest, including the Castillo de San Marcos, the Fountain of Youth, and Potter's Wax Museum. Enjoy open-air views, all-day hop-on, hop-off access, plus free parking at the Old Jail and Welcome Centers with your ticket. And when the sun goes down, experience the city's spooky side with the Ghost and Gravestones tour. Locals ride free with full fare guests through hometownpass.com. Old Town Trolley, the best way to see St. Augustine, one stop at a time. Moving into the news. A St. John's School Board member said she misspoke when talking about sharing parents' emails with a PAC. A veteran St. Johns County School Board member is facing questions just days before the primary over comments she made about parent data and a political action committee. District 1 incumbent Everly Slough made the remarks at a recent candidate forum, responding to a parent's question about a 2024 email tied to a school tax referendum campaign. In video of the exchange circulating on social media, Slough says a PAC that supported the 2024 millage referendum had access to parents' email addresses. Parent Ami Demi says she's been seeking answers since receiving that email during the 2024 campaign, which included voter registration information and the referendum's ballot language. The email didn't explicitly tell recipients how to vote, but Demi questioned how her email was obtained and said she felt the message was one-sided. At the forum, Slough told the parent, quote, "There was a PAC that ran that campaign. That's how those emails were sent." That comment prompted questions from other parents about whether private information had been handed to an outside political group. Slough later told News4Jax by email that she misspoke. She wrote, quote, "We don't sell the contact information of our parents. I apologize for my misstatement." The St. Johns County School District also pushed back, issuing a statement saying, quote, "We emphatically deny parents' information was provided to a political action committee." A district spokesperson told News4Jax that public records searches confirm parents' information was never shared. Some parents remain unconvinced. Rachel Hand questioned how a board member with decades of experience could misspeak on a matter involving parent privacy. Slough's opponent, Kevin Allen, weighed in during the campaign's final days as well, criticizing the possibility of PAC involvement in school communications and saying he would protect parents' privacy if elected. It remains unclear who actually sent the 2024 email. Slough and Allen face voters in the District 1 school board primary next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the PAC created the art and then the school sent it out? I mean, I could see how that could, if that's the case, she could have said the PAC was the one that created it.
She came out and she said she misspoke.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And Bev's a very honest woman. I've known her for 30 years. The first time she lobbied in Tallahassee, she didn't have any appointments set up at all. I run into her in the halls of Tallahassee. I was like, "All right, come on, you're coming with me." And she went to all our meetings with us.
Right on.
Our data is so. I'm glad to hear the school district came out and they did a public request proving that it didn't come from the school district.
Yeah.
So that makes me feel more comfortable about it.
Mm-hmm.
But she should know better than to make a statement like this.
Yeah.
That's the big part of it. She should know better than to make a statement like this. And she knows she messed up.
Yeah.
That's the reason she came out with the statement. So I appreciate when people accept their mess ups.
Accept that they made a mistake and say so publicly.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So possibly the information that the parents believe was sold was possibly collected from like the information from the supervised elections office with like emails, and like they know that there are super votes that adopt a vote in school board races, so they know like those are like the most active people that vote on like school issues.
And anybody can get that information. It's just a public records request, and you just have to sift through that list. But I'm glad the school district is not participating in sharing it. And I appreciate Bev coming out and saying, "I said this wrong." She was so.
And you're right. That is public information, and it is very easy to find. My friend was stationed overseas when her Christmas card started coming back from an elderly relative of hers. And she was telling me that story. So I hop on the Google machine and I'm trying to find her family member. And the first thing that popped up was her family member's political registration and her email address. Yeah. With her name. That was the first result and the most consistent result. Click on a link. And that's the first thing you're seeing is which party she's affiliated with and her email address. So that is very easy to find information. Even I found it. All right. Moving on. Despite concerns of litigation, St. Augustine Airport Authority evicts controversial tenant. The St. Augustine Airport Authority is moving to evict a tenant at the center of months of controversy over the airport's leasing practices. The board voted 3-2 to repossess a hangar at 151 Gun Club Road, currently leased by Infinity Aviation Incorporated. The vote goes against a recommendation from airport staff who had advised the board to ratify Infinity Aviation's existing lease through June 1st, 2029. The lease has drawn criticism from multiple business leaders for months, with the dispute first spilling into public view at an April Airport Authority meeting. Business leaders argued the agreement pointed to unequal treatment among hangar tenants at the airport. Airport Authority Aviation attorney Chad Roberts told the board the lease was part of a broader pattern of process failures under past leadership, saying it had been improperly signed without ratification from prior board members. Roberts said, quote, "What makes folks lose their mind is not that they went through a process and didn't get the award. They're commercial folks, and they understand they win some, they lose some. What makes folks incredibly bitter is that they never got a chance." Roberts advised the board to take action now. Taking action would now help limit potential legal exposure from other tenants. He said, quote, "We arrived here in part because of process failure at the airport. If we try to cure prior historical process failure with more process failure, the problem becomes worse, not better." Not everyone agreed. Board Chair Nick Primrose and board member Daniel Bean voted against the eviction, warning it could open the airport up to a costly legal fight. Bean said, quote, "If I'm the judge, I'm going to force us to live by the agreement that we made. We'll have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars rather than working out a business solution that's not going to make everybody happy. There's no silver bullet here."
Yeah. So again, oops.
Yeah.
And it's a contract. I think what I'm hearing legally,
Mm-hmm.
they have a right to be in that space, even though it's considered a bad deal and a ratification. So, the person that signed it had some representation, maybe not the proper authority to do it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely going to be some legal pushback on that one.
Right on.
So.
All right, Gas Petty Gas Report. Tell us in the comments what gas prices are looking like around you. We've got Sunoco on South Ponce at $3.68, Shell at 146 King Street at $3.68, Shell at North Ponce at $3.74, A1A Discount Beverage is at $3.79, Shell at 216 Ponce de Leon Boulevard at $3.89, Owens on South Ponce at $3.89, Gate at Mizell Road at $3.99, Gate at US 1 North at $3.99, Circle K on 207s, $3.99, Mobile and Circle K on South Ponce. Guess what, guys? $3.99.
$3.99.
All right, that Gas Petty Gas Report is brought to you by Versagi Dental. Your smile deserves the best care. And in St. Augustine, that means Versagi Dental, located in the heart of downtown. Versagi Dental has been serving St. Augustine patients for more than 45 years, offering everything from routine cleanings to cosmetic and restorative treatments in a warm, welcoming environment where everyone knows your name and takes great care of you. Dr. Shelby Hall and the team combine compassionate care with advanced technology to help you achieve a healthier, more radiant smile. Find them at 150 Malaga Street in downtown St. Augustine or call 904-637-7959 to request your appointment. Versagi Dental, your partner for a smile that lasts a lifetime. Got live music today. Banjo Brown is at Bin 39 at 1 o'clock. Smoke and Joe Showers at Me Hands at 3. Sean Ryan is at Bin 39 at 4. Vinny Jacobs is at Hurricane Grill and Wings at 5. Trevor Compton is at St. Augustine Shores Golf Club at 5. Jonathan Lee Dotson is at Casa Divino 57 at 7. Green with Envy is at Concerts in the Plaza at 6 o'clock. Shyla Macaluso is at 17 King at 6. Groove is closing out the night at Hillary's at 6 o'clock. It's an early night.
Mm-hmm.
That music report is brought to you by Canaan Law Attorneys. When life takes an unexpected turn, trust the team St. Augustine has relied on for over 30 years, Canaan Law. Whether it's serious injury, criminal charge, family dispute, or civil litigation, their experienced attorneys provide compassionate guidance and aggressive representation every step of the way. Led by partners Patrick Canaan, Andrew Morgan, Daniel Hilbert, and John Westfeld, the firm is known for trusted results and strong community roots. Free consultations are available for personal injury and criminal defense. Call 904-849-2266. Canaan Law, legal guidance you can count on when it matters most. Tapping into the trends. All right, we're going to do an early Florida man because we won't do trends tomorrow with the interview.
There's going to be very little Amanda and Troy talk tomorrow.
Yes, for sure. All right, this story comes to us out of St. Pete. 2 men arrested in a plot to disrupt nesting shorebirds. That's kind of serious. Let me see. We'll get to it.
Okay.
All right. 2 men face criminal charges after state wildlife investigators uncover a plot to scatter over 1,000 toxic mothballs across St. Pete.
What the hell, people?
To disrupt vital shorebird nesting area. The first, Fish and Wildlife first responded to reports of mothballs scattered on St. Pete Beach behind the Plaza Beach Hotel on April 20th, and investigators said they worked with the Audubon Society volunteers and others to remove them. The next day, 500 more mothballs were found in the same area, according to FWC. Through video surveillance and receipt records at a local Walmart, authorities said that Cezanne, I guess, the owner of the Plaza Beach Hotel, purchased the chemicals to prevent black skimmers, a state-protected imperiled species, from creating nests in the sand behind the property. FWC says warrants were obtained for cell phone information that placed Cezanne on the beach both nights when mothballs appeared. Incriminating text shows Cezanne and Monroe did not want the birds nesting at the hotel. Monroe is the owner and manager at Chris's Beachside Bar on hotel property. FWC says he was identified through text messages as participating in the planning and placement of the mothballs on the beach. Both men face felony charge of commercial littering alongside a misdemeanor count of attempting to take a state-listed imperiled species by harassment. Investigators traced the distribution back to April 20th when officers and concerned volunteers gathered to clear the hazardous chemicals off the beach. Quote, our officers remain committed to uncovering the facts and ensuring those responsible were held accountable. Illegal use of chemicals that can harm wildlife has no place on Florida's beaches, especially in areas where threatened or endangered shorebirds depend on safe nesting habitats.
I got to interrupt because I didn't even know moths had balls.
Right?
And how the heck are you holding on to those little...
I know. That's a lot of hard work.
Those little nugs.
Only Florida man would figure out how to hold 150 balls from moths 2 nights in a row.
So I didn't. I mean, I'm more shocked by that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's serious.
That this man fondled that many moths.
It's,
that's a felony.
You would think it would be a felony.
Everyone's worried about the birds, but
so
sounds like he castrated some moths to make this happen.
Florida man didn't want birds on the beach and took matters into his own hands. How do we feel about this?
Yeah, it's he thought he was being sneaky. He no one watches the beach.
Yep.
I mean, this is the.
He looks like a guy that would throw mothballs out of the beach.
He looks like a guy who
kill birds.
Who wants to genocide birds.
He really does.
So I mean, this is just dumb.
It's very dumb.
When the birds start dying, people are going to question.
Let me self-check out at Walmart where they have a camera and it's connected to my cell phone data and my credit card to get mothballs 2 days in a row, even after they noticed.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you try and get away with it the first time. They immediately noticed. They immediately removed it. Goes back a second time.
Yeah. Did I ever tell you a story about when we switched up mole cricket bait at the downtown? I'm
so scared. Because this could either be a real story or
100% a real
it's
story.
A long story that I'm going to believe until the end.
It's 100%. This one's 100% a real story. And I can only tell this because it's been 35 years.
I hate mole crickets.
In passing. So mole crickets are like enemy number one with fields and parks and golf courses. I mean, they are incredible what damage they can do. So we do mole cricket treatment. We had a chemical company come in and said this new mole cricket treatment is the best out there. It's going to be, it'll get rid of them immediately.
Right on.
It did that part. But what he didn't say is it was so potent when the mole crickets raised up and died, the seagulls came down.
And it
They
killed the
ate
seagulls.
the mole crickets, and it
killed
ate the
seagulls.
mole crickets, and it killed the seagulls.
Oh,
so
no.
I literally had a black trash bag running out. Where where Francis Field is?
Yeah.
Okay, those were 2 softball fields, and there was a little league, 2 little league baseball fields in that field all at one time, and I literally was just throwing seagulls into trash bags before like anyone could see it.
No.
We felt horrible. We did not use that chemical ever again.
Did you use the company again?
We never used that company again. But I can tell you, we didn't have mole crickets for a year.
I bet.
But after that first kill, it never happened again. But it was only one day of the.
Dude.
But literally, like me and I don't know if Dale's watching today. Gerald's probably watching, his cousin.
They were. It was so potent. It was dropping them dead right there on the field.
They literally were eating the mole cricket and died.
That's so fast.
Yeah, and they were on
terrible.
Actually, they were only on one of the little league fields and one of the other fields, and we were going to spray the other one the next day. We didn't spray that one that day.
Nope, cancel.
Yeah, and we called them and said, "No, you're getting money back."
That's insane.
But this probably happened in like 91. 1990,
Chemicals were different back then.
yeah. Durspan was great.
I wonder if that spray is still available, or if it's been pulled from the market
I think
now.
it's all been pulled. So,
all right. That Tap Into the Trends is brought to you by Chris Lucero Bail Bonds.
Tap, tap.
When the unexpected happens, like you try and poison an entire beach full of nesting birds, call Chris Lucero. It's the name St. Augustine Trust, and they're available 24/7. Their experienced, compassionate team moves fast to help your loved one get back home out of jail. They handle everything from paperwork to release with professionalism, discretion, and zero judgment. When every minute counts, remember the name and the number. Chris Lucero Bail Bonds at 904-822-BAIL. That's 904-822-2245. All right, back into the news. St. John's School custodian detained by ICE in Jacksonville. DHS says he overstayed after court TPS ruling. Out of St. Johns County, a St. Johns County public school custodian is in ICE custody after being detained while heading to work last week, and his family and a local union are pushing for his release. The St. John's Educational Support Professional Association says Leonel Armando Bolivar Leonares was detained by ICE officials August 6th while he was on his way to work. The union describes him as, quote, a dedicated custodian in our public schools and is urging members to share his story and contact ICE. The Department of Homeland Security tells News4 Jax that Bolivar Linares, described as, quote, an illegal alien from Venezuela, was arrested by ICE officers in Jacksonville during a targeted operation that same day. A DHS spokesperson says he entered the U.S. lawfully through Miami International Airport on February 3rd, 2023, but that the U.S. Supreme Court has since upheld the termination of Venezuela's 2023 temporary protected status designation. The spokesperson said, quote, Bolivar does not have legal status in this country, and will remain in ICE custody for immigration proceedings. The union disputes that characterization, says Bolivar Linares has no criminal record and was seeking asylum with a valid work permit with additional paperwork still pending. It's not yet clear what specific immigration charges he's facing, whether he has legal representation or exactly where he's being held, though his family says he's at a detention center in Jacksonville. His mother, Diana Leonares, says the ordeal has been difficult for her son. She said, quote, I feel very sad because my son is going through something he doesn't deserve. He's a super hardworking boy. Anyone at the school can vouch for that. He's a responsible young man. Today, when he called me to ask for strength, to have faith, and there are many people out there working so hard so that we can get him out of there. It hurts us. Every day is harder. The family has launched a GoFundMe organized by Elena Bolivar Rodriguez to help cover bond, an immigration attorney, and other legal costs. As of August 9th, the campaign had raised more than $2,000 toward a $20,000 goal. News4 Jax reached out to ICE, the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, and the St. Johns County School District for comment and is still awaiting responses.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So it sounds like he didn't fill out the proper paperwork when he was required to do so.
Yeah.
and he sounds like he's a wonderful young man. Usually what I've seen in cases like this, it's takes a little bit of time, but this is not one that normally will get deported. So it normally they clean it up, but they don't let it happen until it's completely cleaned up.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping for the best for this young man, because it sounds like he's trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
He just didn't follow through with what he was supposed to do on the paperwork side.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like it's an improper arrest. Sounds like it's a proper arrest.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like it's going to be end in a deportation, in my opinion. So I was kind of keeping an eye on this story, because I would be interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
So
for sure. So it sounds like it mentioned his wife, right? So he's here with his family and a wife.
Well, it definitely mentioned his mom.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if they did their paperwork and he didn't, or and I don't know if they came over at the same time. There's a lot of timing stuff that goes into this, and it is confusing. So hopefully he gets the right representation, and they can get him there.
All right. Well, he has support of his union and his community. So, I mean, we'll see. All right. Paul Renner doubles down on making constitutional amendments harder to pass. Republican gubernatorial candidate Paul Renner is pushing to make it even harder for voters to amend the Florida Constitution directly. The former House Speaker recently told an anti-abortion group that constitutional amendments should require a 2/3 vote to pass, up from the current 60% threshold. Speaking at WJCT's First Coast Connect, Renner said the state constitution is, quote, starting to read like the phone book of a small town. Renner said, quote, it's getting larger and larger with things that are just substantive policy matters. He argued voters should trust the legislative process instead, saying items like term limits and balanced budget belong in the Constitution, but, quote, every little policy dispute does not belong in a citizen initiative. That's not how constitutions are supposed to function. Critics of the idea point out that relying on the legislator means issues depend on leadership priorities in the House and Senate, creating additional hurdles for causes where public opinion is ahead of lawmakers. This wouldn't be the first time the threshold has changed. Constitutional amendments in Florida once passed with a simple majority, but after voters approved a 2002 measure guaranteeing pregnant pigs room to move in gestation crates, lawmakers pushed to raise the bar, and voters approved a 60% threshold in 2006. That higher standard made the difference in 2024 when amendments like legalize recreational marijuana and loosen abortion restrictions both won majority support but still failed to pass. Renner's campaign has struggled financially. He's raised less than $12,000 combined between his political committee and campaign accounts in the most recent reporting weeks, and carries roughly $690,000 forward, according to the latest filings. I mean, I'm not opposed to that, because it is kind of absurd that there's 4 constitutional amendments every time we get a chance to vote. Like, what are the representatives there for in Tallahassee? But to deal with these legislative things. And then if something legislatively is not happening because it's not their priority, yes, let's make a push to have it in the Constitution. But there's a lot of stuff that it's like, I'm going to take my ball and go home because it's my one pet issue, and you get one big backer, and then it's a constitutional amendment. So I'm not opposed to this.
Yeah. No. And the whole pig amendment thing was so ridiculous. And if you're a pig farmer, you were supposed to do exactly what the law says. Everyone knows to do what the law says. If you're used to doing it. The fact that they made a law to say you have to separate the pigs for weaning purposes, which everyone voted for because they love animals.
Yes.
And some of these things, they make you feel bad the way they write them, like the class size amendment. I didn't vote for the class size amendment because I thought it strangleholded a lot of the local school systems.
Yeah.
So I didn't vote for it. But the way they wrote it is, if you don't vote for it, you hate kids.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So some of these you really got to read the details on these. So
Yeah,
it's
for
not
sure.
like they're going away altogether. This makes it a little harder for things to go back and forth.
Yeah, and I mean, I tend to agree.
Yeah.
The Constitution is getting bloated with a bunch of stuff that doesn't need to be included. So,
Yep.
I mean,
and Paul is on the ticket,
Mhm.
you know, for
gubernatorial candidate.
for the governor's race. Unfortunately, he's pretty far back.
Mm.
You know, and but he was a great representative, and when he was a House of Representative, Speaker of the House, he did so much for our county. So, Paul Renner he's a good guy. I mean, we do have Jay Collins coming in tomorrow. I'd love to see Jay and Paul both team up, and run the state. But
we'll see what happens. All right, Troy, how do you want to check the comments today?
On this Thursday morning, I will thoroughly and thoughtfully go through the Minions comments.
That thoughtfully thorough go through is brought to you by BNS Signs. For over 50 years, family-owned BNS Signs has been the trusted name in signage across St. Augustine and the surrounding area. From vinyl lettering to large pylon signs, BNS Signs does it all, backed by fast installation, expert crane service, and reliable repair and maintenance to keep signs looking their best. Named Business of the Year for 2025, BNS Signs is known for quality craftsmanship and top-level service. Make a lasting impression with BNS Signs. Visit bnssigns.com because when it comes to signs, they do it all. All right, Troy, give us a comments report.
All right. In the comments, we have Costco Bucky's at $3.59, Amco BP Flying J at $3.99, Speedway at $3.96, Wawa and Racetracker at $3.92. In Iowa City, it is $3.99. In Kentucky, it's $3.33.
You know why? Because they're getting delicious steaks.
They're getting better steaks.
Yeah, they're in better moods. Lower those prices.
Yep. And Spencer was in the comments. He you know, because Spencer is our gourmet chef for the 904, of course. Yep. And he says medium rare, but on a fillet, he likes it more rare. Okay. And I agree with that statement. Yeah. Gerald was listening when I told, and he said he did remember that. So thank you, Gerald, for making me not feel crazy. And glad,
the most demented Santa bag of presents ever.
Yeah. And so creepy. You know, and I was thinking back, like Bobby and Jim, they were with me back in the when we first started the radio show.
Okay.
So you know, awesome. So it's nice to still, after 15 years, still have the same crew with us. So it's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
So,
all right. Do we have a stored up stat?
All right. Stored up stat 1590. Governor John White goes on a supply trip to England. He was at Roanoke Colony. Yeah. And he comes back.
Yep.
Everyone's gone.
100% gone.
100% gone. To this day, no one knows exactly what happened to the 100 people that were in Roanoke.
That's one of those mysteries I really want to know.
That's one I really want to know.
I really want to know where they
and
went.
The only clue they left, they wrote Croatan on a wall.
Yeah.
And so John thought they went 50 miles north, but also there was a Native American tribe close called Croatan.
Okay.
And so they didn't know if they got absorbed into that tribe, but they never saw any of them ever again.
That's so
of the 100 people, they all disappeared sometime in that 3-4 months he was gone.
I heard there was a generation removed from that. There was blue-eyed Indians in the local tribes. So there was a thought that they sort of survivors got absorbed into tribes. I don't know. I want to know what happened.
All right. And the other thing is, mothballs were necessary when there wasn't AC in Florida. And
had those windows open all the time.
The windows were open and the moths could come in, and then they would actually live in your clothes. So the mothballs kept it from living in your clothes, and they smelled horrible. So I mean, so I grew up with mothballs in my grandparents' closet.
Same.
So, yeah. So
my grandparents had mothballs in their closet too.
So
they had a house, the ones that had the mothballs, they had a house in South Carolina and it was in the woods. So,
no AC.
They didn't have, I think they had an AC, they just didn't have it on a ton. And so they had windows open most of the time and they had like covered porches and things. But she had a lot of, my step grandmother had a lot of very nice clothes. And so there's mothballs in the pockets.
All right. Going back to the question of the day, speaking of cows, what do you call a cow with no legs?
I don't know.
Ground beef.
There it is.
Yeah.
But,
I've heard it. I couldn't think of it.
So.
All right. That's Sternum Stab brought to you by Sonny's Barbecue.
And dad joke. We're going to blame that on Sonny's too.
Craving real Southern barbecue? Sonny's Barbecue, located at 2720 State Road 16 in St. Augustine, serves up slow smoked favorites made to satisfy. Start with crowd pleasers like barbecue pork egg rolls, smoked wings, or crispy corn nuggets. Then dig into their tender baby back ribs or try one of the Pitmaster's picks with all the classic sides, including that famous garlic bread. And no visit is complete without Sonny's signature sweet tea. Sonny's Barbecue, local Pitmasters since 1968. Plugs, Trey.
Plugs. Make sure you make tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
It should be exciting having both those guys in because they are close friends. So it should be fun. Might be a little bantering going back and forth.
For sure.
So
they didn't serve in the same branch in the military, did they? He was Jay Collins was Army.
Well, they weren't in the same. I don't think they were at the same time. We'll find out tomorrow.
All right, Bobby, get ready.
Yeah.
All right, Blake, do you have any plugs?
Yeah, if you'd like to help support the Now for Now bringing podcasts to your studio, or if you'd like to be part of the Business Boost series, you can always contact me at BlakeNowForNow@gmail.com.
All right, don't forget to like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe on YouTube and Rumble. We got Bollocks tonight. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.